Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. I am your Java programming teacher and today we are diving into a very interesting and powerful concept in Spring Framework, Spring Async and the async annotation. Have you ever faced a situation where a part of your application takes a long time to complete, like sending an email, processing a large file, or making an external service call, causing your main application thread to wait and become unresponsive? This is where asynchronous processing comes to our rescue. In this tutorial, we will learn what asynchronous programming is, how Spring helps us achieve it easily with @async, and how you can make your applications much more responsive and efficient. Get ready to unlock the power of concurrency in Spring. Before we jump into @async, let us understand the fundamental difference between synchronous and asynchronous execution. Imagine you are at a coffee shop. In a synchronous world, you order your coffee, and then you stand there, waiting for the barista to prepare it, for the machine to brew, and then finally hand it to you. You cannot do anything else until your coffee is ready. Your main task, which is you, is blocked. Now, in an asynchronous world, you order your coffee, and then you are told, your coffee will be ready in 5 minutes. You can then go sit down, check your phone, or chat with a friend while your coffee is being prepared in the background. Once it is ready, you get a notification. Your main task is not blocked. In programming, synchronous methods execute sequentially, one after another, blocking the caller. Asynchronous methods, however, allow the calling thread to continue its work immediately, while the long-running task executes independently in a separate thread. This significantly improves application responsiveness. Spring Framework makes implementing asynchronous behavior incredibly simple with just 2 annotations. First, to tell Spring that you intend to use asynchronous capabilities, you need to add the @enableAsync annotation to one of your Spring configuration classes. This annotation essentially activates Spring's asynchronous method execution capability. Think of it as switching on the asynchronous mode for your application. Once enabled, you can then mark any method that you want to run asynchronously with the @async annotation. When a method annotated with @async is invoked, Spring will intercept that invocation and execute the method in a separate thread, typically from a thread pool managed by Spring. The calling thread will not wait for this method to complete, it will simply continue its execution. Remember, the method must be public and invoked from another component for proxying to work correctly. Let us put this into practice with a concrete example. Here, we have a simple Spring Boot application. We have a MyService class with a method called performLongRunningTask. Notice this method is annotated with @async. Inside, it simulates a delay using thread.sleep for 5 seconds, then prints a message. Our myController then injects MyService and calls this asynchronous method. When you access the startAsync task endpoint, you will immediately get a response from the controller saying async task started, even though the performLongRunningTask method is still running in the background. The console output will first show the controller message, and only after 5 seconds will you see the long-running task completed message. This clearly demonstrates how the main thread is not blocked, providing a much better user experience. While @async is powerful, there are a few common mistakes beginners often make. Firstly, calling an @async method from within the same class where it is defined will not work as expected. This is because Spring uses proxy-based aspect-oriented programming for @async and self-invocation bypasses the proxy. Always call @async methods from another Spring-managed component. Secondly, remember that @async methods must be public. Protected or private methods cannot be proxied by Spring for asynchronous execution. Thirdly, ensure you have @enableAsync on a configuration class. Without it, your @async methods will simply execute synchronously. For best practices, always handle exceptions within your asynchronous methods, perhaps by returning a future object, and consider configuring a custom task executor for fine-grained control over your thread pool, rather than relying on Spring's default. Alright, we have covered a lot in just 5 minutes. Let us quickly recap what we have learned. Spring Async and the @async annotation are fantastic tools for improving your application's responsiveness by executing long-running tasks in separate threads. We saw the difference between synchronous and asynchronous execution. We learned that you need to enable async capabilities with @enableAsync on a configuration class and then simply annotate the methods you want to run asynchronously with @async. We also looked at a practical example and discussed common pitfalls like self-invocation and method visibility, along with best practices. Remember, practice is key. Try implementing @async in your own Spring projects. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing Java programming tutorials. Keep coding, keep learning, and I will see you in the next video. Happy coding!